Oh, Crackdown 3. What's up? Alright people, what's up everyone, and welcome to another video, and I'm doing something a little bit different. I haven't done a review slash first impressions for a video game in a very long time, and I thought, you know what, I finally finished a game that just came out recently. I mean, I guess I finished Resident Evil 2 pretty quickly after it came out, but technically I didn't because I still have to do the B stories for each campaign, Claire and Leon's, but whatever. This is the one game this year so far that I have beat pretty much immediately after it came out, and the game I'm talking about is Crackdown 3, which of course, I don't know why I said it that way. Of course it is a game that is it's kind of a joke right now. It's actually been a joke for a little while at this point. Microsoft has been hyping this game up for years and years and years. The power of the cloud, you know, everything's gonna explode, buildings gonna blow up because of the power of the cloud, and oh, that's only gonna be in a multiplayer now, and the game's been delayed years and years and years, and the game doesn't look that great, and it got delayed again, and it got delayed again, and development changed. There's different developers now, and oh my god, Terry Crews is in it now. I'm like, oh my god, when is it coming out? Just tell me, please. And now it's out, and I didn't pay a single cent for it because I played it entirely on Game Pass, which you can say whatever you want about Microsoft, but that is freaking awesome. I played an entire game, didn't have to worry about renting it from somewhere, didn't have to worry about getting money to buy it, didn't have to worry about buying it and then reselling it because I didn't want it anymore. It's just there. I had Game Pass already because Game Pass is a great deal, and I got it, okay? A lot of people know that I'm an Xbox boy. I play Xbox a lot. I collect for Xbox, but I will be the first to tell you that I've been disappointed with the Microsoft exclusives that have come out in the last little while. Did not care for Sea of Thieves. Did not care for State of Decay 2. Forza is great. I haven't played Forza Horizon 4 yet. I've heard it's great, but I just don't really play racing games, period. Unless it's Burnout, which Burnout, if that's coming back, I'm hyped. Which I don't think it is, because nobody wants to make good things anymore. I'm looking at you, EA. Just make the same shit over and over again, I guess. But anyway, Crackdown 3, it's out. I finished it. Let's talk about it. Just real quick. I don't really need to go into it too much, because you know what this is. It's just the same shit we already played. Crackdown 1, I really enjoyed. It was a fun time, but even for 2007 standards, that game had very little in terms of variety. It was jumping around, collecting the agility orbs, getting a little bit stronger, shooting guys, getting stronger, collecting more orbs, going around, killing things, destroying things, unlocking new bosses, fighting the bosses, unlocking new things, fighting the boss, and then fighting the final boss, and you just keep doing that, and it's over. And that's the game. And then you do the same thing pretty much with Crackdown 2. It was a little bit different. It was the same city, but a little bit different. They put mutants in there, but for the most part, it was the same thing. Same thing with this game. It's been 12 years since since the first Crackdown game came out. 12 years. It's been 9 years since Crackdown 2, and it is the same thing. Is the same exact thing. 5 or 6 years of development for the exact same thing we've come to expect from the Crackdown series, which might not sound like a bad thing, but we are in the year 2019, and it is, I'm not kidding when I'm saying it is the same shit over and over again. You start off, you can pick whatever agent you want. Of course, I picked Terry Crews. You go around, you're kind of weak, you're scrawny Terry Crews, which is very strange to look at, but you can go and jump up things and grab onto buildings and kind of fly up kind of high, but not too high, but then you pick up more and more agility orbs, which are your upgrades, will make you faster, stronger, well, not stronger, but you'll be faster. You can jump higher. You can do little extra abilities when you collect more agility orbs. You have other orbs too for your strength, for your gun power, your driving skills, and your explosive skills. And of course, you get orbs corresponding to each one of those skills. So if you explode somebody, you get the explosive orbs. If you shoot somebody, you get shoot orbs. You get shoot orbs. If you punch somebody, you get, you know, strength orbs. So it makes sense. Driving, you get points for driving and stuff like that. So the upgrade system is the same, but it's still fun to expand your character, seeing how big he gets and how higher he can jump and stuff. It is fun, but back in 2007, that was really cool and unique. And now a lot of games do that. a lot of games do that. Maybe not to the extent that Crackdown does it, where you have to find orbs everywhere in the city, but games do that where you feel like you're growing this character and you're getting stronger, you're getting better, you're getting faster or whatever. This game doesn't really do anything different from any of those other games. It just sticks to the Crackdown, what's unique to Crackdown, except it's not unique anymore. It was unique back then, it's not unique anymore, but they kept with it.
Is that another Neiman statue I see? I'd call her a patron of the arts if she wasn't such a criminal egomaniac.
When they could have expanded. The only thing that I feel is really different in this game is the world itself, I guess. It's more neon and kind of cyberpunkish a little bit. It's not too futuristic, but it does look nice, especially if you have a 4K HDR TV. It does look nice. The world itself is vibrant, it's colorful. It is good looking for the most part. Now, I mean, don't expect like the character models to really blow you away. A lot of them are, of course, cel shaded and kind of weird, don't have much detail. The animations aren't great either. The explosions look nice. The gunfire looks nice, but when it comes to the motion of your agent jumping around and dashing forward in the air and double jumping and exploding all these people and the way they fly around, it doesn't look great. But the world itself looks nice. It's a nice color palette in the world. And even though the world itself it feels pretty dead, to be honest, like there's no real feeling like this is a real city. The world itself looks good enough where you're like, okay, this looks like maybe like a 2016 game. Not as outdated as some people say. Some people are saying like this is like 360 levels, which I'm like, play the first Crackdown. I played the first Crackdown again right before this game came out, and whew, it's night and day. This looks way better. It's not even a challenge which one looks better. This one clearly looks better. It does look really nice in HDR, I gotta say. Like I've played a couple games right now in HDR. I just got my HDR TV, and this one looks really nice in HDR. So I highly recommend, if you're gonna play this game, you have a 4K HDR TV because it looks nice. I play on Xbox One X also. I've heard if you have a regular Xbox One or even an S, I heard there's a lot of frame rate issues where I had some only when it was really crazy. Shit was exploding everywhere and I was using, you know, grenades, grenade launchers, rocket launchers, whatever, you know, the decimator, which is like a lock-on thing where you can shoot like 16 rockets at the same time. It's chaotic, that's for sure, and there's times where it will slow down. One thing I will say that I really didn't like is the story. Now, Crackdown's not known for its story, I get that, but here it feels extremely lazy. Like, they have certain moments where they try to give you a little backstory of the main villain. Elizabeth is her name, and she's just kind of generic, kind of like evil businesswoman type. It's so generic, and whenever she shows up, she says evil shit and says like, "You will not stop me, agent." You know, it's generic stuff, and I'm okay with that. I like when a game doesn't take itself too seriously. Like, look at Saints Row, look at some of the Far Cry games. They don't take themselves too seriously, but they also usually have characters you kind of like in some way and some funny dialogue. Here, you don't really get that. Like, Terry Crews is not really in the game. If you pick his agent, he doesn't say anything during the cutscenes. The only time he says stuff is when he's getting hit or falling off a building. Sometimes he'll say a little quip like, you know, fuck gravity or something like that. He'll say something like that. Or if you capture one of the Assassin's Creed tower things where you have to climb up the towers and pretty much do one of those eagle eye things. It's the towers from Far Cry pretty much as well. Except they're kind of fun in this, which I'll get to when I talk about some of the positives. But sometimes you'll hear Terry Crews like talk over these tower things. They're like propaganda towers, and you hack them. And Terry Crews is like big on these towers, talking about like, "Yo, join the agency," and that stuff's fun. But for the most part, it's not really great. And you know what? What really lets this game down is how serious some of the characters are. Like, I love the agency director, Goodwin. He's great. I love whenever he, or is it Goodman? I think is it Goodman? Whatever, agency director. Whenever he's talking to you and he's congratulating you and he's just like, "Scorched Earth!" You know, that stuff's fun. But then there's another character called Echo, and she's kind of dull. I mean, she likes to curse randomly and stuff, but for the most part, she's kind of dull. And all the other, like you know, like supporting villains, I guess, the ones we have to kill to to eventually go and take down the main bad guy, they're kind of lame too. I mean, the voice acting's good, but they're not memorable. You don't really get much time with them. Even their character design, some of them are very samey. Like a lot of them are like messed up looking with like robot parts and stuff. I don't know. It could have built some kind of a story there, but you don't really get too much. There's audio logs too that you could collect that are just conversations between some of the villains, and you get a little bit more backstory, but they're not interesting enough for me to really care. It's a main problem. This is a game that you don't really want to focus on the story, but they actually put a little bit of story in there. I wish there was just like no story. It's like, you're an agent, you blew up, all your agent friends are dead, go kill this Elizabeth woman. Okay, there you go. If there was no story, I would have been happier, but they present a story, and the story and characters are kind of lame. So I have to critique them. Another problem I have with this game is the length. I beat this in 8 hours. I'm not even kidding. I beat it in 8 hours. I didn't do all the side stuff. So if you do all the side stuff, I'm going to say maybe, especially if you want to collect all the agility orbs, I'd say maybe 12 to 15 hours. Maybe 15, maybe even more. We might have to look up a walkthrough, but that's going to be a nightmare just because there's so many orbs. There's hundreds of orbs you have to find. It's not even just agility orbs. There's also hidden orbs that give you orbs for each one of your categories that you can find. There's 250 of those I know of. So there's a lot of stuff, and that'll be a nightmare trying to find that like last couple of them. You're like looking at walkthroughs like, did I get that one? That's another thing I should say. The agility orbs, the placements aren't really unique enough where you're like, wait, I definitely got that one. You never look at a walkthrough and go, oh, I definitely got that one, because they're so scattered all over the place, and the world itself is kind of generic. I mean, it looks nice again, but it's kind of generic where you'd be like, oh, it's at the pizzeria. Of course, I passed the pizzeria before. I didn't see it before. You know, you look at a walkthrough, you'll be like, oh, it's on a generic building. Okay, I don't know if I got that one already. I guess I'll go over there. Oh, I got it. It's gonna fucking be a nightmare. So enjoy trying to get all those agility orbs. I'm not doing it. I think I did it in Crackdown 1 and 2. Not doing it here. That's for damn sure. I got way too many other games to play. I still got Metro to play. I still have to play the Resident Evil 2 B stories, and the Ghost Survivors, and the Hunk mission, and Tofu. I got too much stuff to play. Alright? Gotta do that. Okay? Leave me alone. So anyway, so let's get to some of the positives. The gameplay itself is not great. I'm not going to sit here and say it is. It's lock-on enemy, shoot. You have a bunch of different weapons. Some of them are really fun. Some of them are kind of generic. You know, pistols, shotguns, whatever. There's nothing really too crazy when it comes to the weaponry. The only one I really liked is there's a one that's like a laser, pretty much, that I used all the time. I forgot what it was called. I think it was a pulse laser, maybe, or something like that. But anyway, I use that all the time. It's just a giant fire laser that will burn everybody. And that was a lot of fun. I used that the entirety of the 8 hours I played. So weaponry, generic but fun. Jumping around, getting all the agility orbs, all the collectibles and stuff. That is fun to track down. It's not going to be fun trying to get every single one of them, but it is fun to track down, like, oh, I see one all the way up there. God, I have to be a level 4 agility to get up there because I need a double jump and triple jump and do the dashes. The dash is a really fun little addition to this game where you can dash in the air and stuff. The propaganda towers, like I mentioned earlier, you have to climb up them. Those are actually pretty fun, and they get challenging to the point where I was actually getting really frustrated, but it wasn't the game's fault, because I will say this, the controls are really tight in this game. When you're jumping around, dashing forward and stuff, and trying to climb up things. For the most part, it's really good, and the camera's never annoying. It's far back enough where you can do this platforming without being a real hindrance. And I really enjoyed all the platforming stuff. I think the platforming is great, jumping over buildings and stuff, even getting in a car, and you have an agency vehicle in this game where it could transform into like a spider robot and a tank kind of thing. It's not really a tank, but it was more like maybe like a monster truck looking thing. And that stuff was really fun. There's a lot of stuff to have fun with, but it's all the same stuff. You know, even though you can transform your car into a spider bot, all you're doing is blowing up the same guys over and over again. There's drones in the sky, shoot them, jump, shoot, shoot, jump, 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 shoot. Oh, there's a giant robot, shoot that, shoot, shoot, shoot. There's nothing new when it comes to gameplay mechanics in this game. The only thing they introduced that's kind of new is sometimes you have to hack things, and the only thing you need to do is go near it and hold the LB button. I don't even know if that's new. That's probably not new. When I said I played Crackdown 1 again before this, I played like an hour of Crackdown 1 again. I don't remember doing that, so maybe that's new. I don't even know. Not like it matters. but there's not really too much new when it comes to gameplay mechanics. It's the same stuff: jump, jump, collect the orbs, kill the bad guys, kill the final bad guy, go finish up wherever you missed. You're done. I hope you had fun. Collect the orbs if you want. Go ahead. Oh, there's collectibles, or side missions, I should say, where you have to destroy a soda kiosk or something like that, or it's like a drink. It's like a monkey moonshine or something. I have no idea. You're probably thinking you haven't played the game. You're like, what the hell are you talking about? I don't know. I don't even know. I played the game. But anyway, so there's a lot of generic, repetitive gameplay, but it filled a part of my brain that I haven't had filled in a very long time, and that's just the part of my brain that just wants dumb bullshit that's just brainless, going around doing the same thing over and over again. You don't even need to think about it, and I haven't played a game like that in a little while, so I enjoyed the game. That's why I beat it so quickly. I didn't start the game until Friday. I beat it yesterday, so really it only took me a few days to beat the game, and I was playing other games. I was playing Overwatch, Apex Legends, Resident Evil 2, so I was playing all these other games while playing this game too. So I gotta admit, I mean, it was kind of addicting. I mean, in a generic way where you're just collecting collectibles. It's generic, but it works. I can't say it doesn't. So while the gameplay itself isn't great, and it's just lock on and shoot and stuff, it's strangely satisfying. Exploding things, explosions look great. The visuals for the most part look pretty good. The story itself is nonsensical and bullshit, but at least it's not really getting in your way most of the time. There's nothing really great about this game, but it fills something that I haven't had filled in a long time. That sounds wrong. In my brain. And that's the dumb portion of my brain that hasn't been pleasured. That part's just and at playing this game, it's so, it's happy at least. So, the game is short for an open world game like this for $60. Nowadays, games are 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 hours. This game you could finish in less than 15 for sure. The missions themselves are all the same thing. Go into a base, destroy things, hack things, destroy things. It's the same thing. And then when you did enough of those, you go and fight the boss for each district, and you go up to their building, you climb up it, shoot a bunch of guys, climb, shoot a bunch of guys, climb, then get to the boss. They turn into a giant robot or whatever, and you fight them. It's just the same. It's the same thing over and over again. So overall, it's not great, but there's really something satisfying about the gameplay and just jumping around. That all feels good. Collectibles, all that stuff. So it does do what Crackdown does best, except Crackdown did all that stuff 12 years ago, and it's 2019, and they should be doing more stuff, especially for a game that took years to develop. Now, I'm only talking about the single player here, because I'm going to do a video in the future about the shitty multiplayer, but I need to play a little bit more before I can formulate an opinion. So, I'm talking about the competitive multiplayer. The co-op campaign I didn't play, so I'm talking about single player campaign. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Crackdown 3. If I had to give it a score, I'm just going to do a 0 to a 10. I think that's probably what I'll just do for video games. I got to admit, I had a fun time. I can't give it any less than a 6. I have to give it a 6.5, though, because thinking about it, I just had a fun time. I really did. Now, the game has been it has a 60 on Metacritic, so me going 6.5 isn't too bad. To be honest, I was even thinking maybe going a 7, but 6.5 seems right to me. So, 6.5, it's a fun game. It's not going to blow you away. It shouldn't blow you away, but I don't know. It should have still done more than what it did, I should say. Crackdown doesn't need to blow you away. It's not. It shouldn't be Last of Us or some shit where you're just like, oh my god, I'm emotionally touched. But it should have did more. I don't know. Crackdown 3 is a fun game though, and if you have Game Pass, I highly recommend playing at least a little bit. You'll be like, yeah, this is an enjoyable time. Play it when you're listening to a podcast or doing anything else. Clipping your toenails. Wiping your ass. Whatever you're doing, you can play Crackdown 3. I do not recommend playing it on the harder difficulties though, because that kind of takes away from the enjoyment. Because when there's a dozen, not even a dozen, tons and tons of enemies on the screen shooting at you, and there's people in the sky and there are people on the ground, there's robots everywhere, it just becomes less fun. So I really recommend playing on the regular mode or the rookie mode. I played on rookie mode, I'm not gonna lie, I just wanted to go and blow shit up, and I had a good time, so that sure was me. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, until next time. Goodbye.
We know exactly what we're doing. We're flashing you, you piece of shit. Let off some steam, Gator.